comes and goes in the blink of an eye. Soon as I swear you've been left behind. Holding on to someone new. It's the only time I feel like I'm still holding on to you. It's like a distant rewind. Till you see the midnight taste your lips like not forever. Wish I wasn't looking back on you, but I still do, I still do. Deja vu. Deja vu. ask him what I need or what it means to house a breathing body. Floating with my back way down below me, I'm an insect biting its own tail internally. For some time the world has seemed quite far away. Most of the time I just don't know if I'm awake. Don't know if you're okay, but I've been so afraid. I've been in my way of anything happening. What's it mean to memorize a mouth? And I've inherited the silence, oh the silence, oh the silence of this house. Lately when I'm staring at myself, I'm terrified to find that for the first time I am really no one else. For some time the world has seemed quite far away. Most of the time I just don't know if I'm awake. Don't know if you're okay, but I've been so afraid. I've been in my way of anything happening.